And welcome back to 11 TV Hill. We're here at the Maryland Food Bank where they provide for an entire community, whether it's families, adults, and children as well. And they're not the only ones. Baltimore City Public Schools, they do it throughout the regular school year, but this is anything but regular on this school year. Jen Franciotti tells us more about a program they're running.
I'm here at Dunbar High School, one of the many locations where Baltimore City Public Schools has been distributing grab-and-go meals. What started as an emergency effort last March hasn't stopped.
I was thinking that how was my baby's going to eat? And oh, am I going to have a job?
Those were Jeanette Bell's first worries in March of 2020. The cafeteria manager at Dunbar High School has been here for 40 years, and it turns out not working wasn't an option. She's been busier than ever alongside her staff preparing meals for students and their families.
Like today they're having turkey meatballs in sauce.
It was a year ago when I remember we got, the notice that we would be closing schools. We immediately sprang into action. We had 18 schools activated as emergency sites the following Monday, and those ran for what we thought was going to be, 2 weeks initially. The first week, we probably served 1,600 meals that whole week. Right now, we're doing over 34,000 meals a day.
And school district officials say the need is growing. By September, the district had opened more than 80 locations like Dunbar, providing not just one meal, but a bag of food to last 2 days and more.
We have supplementary produce boxes at sites throughout the city that contain a variety of fruits and vegetables that families can take home. We have served over 3.4 million meals since this time last year. We've served over 2.5 million meals since September.
That's just a fraction of the 15 million served in school during a regular school year. And for Mrs. Bell and the entire staff, working during the pandemic gives them a sense of pride, being able to help when and where it's needed most.
Some other parents done lost their jobs. So that's another reason why it's important. Some of them don't eat unless they are at school. So that motivates me to come in every day, do the best I can.
The school system is already making plans to distribute meals this summer and into the fall if necessary. For 11 TV Hill, I'm Jennifer Franciotti.
And it's not just schools that are doing their part. Local nonprofits have stepped up to the plate to help families put food on the table. And one of them, Be More Community Food, actually began because of the pandemic. And 1 year later, the founder says there's still work to do. JC, thanks for making time for us, man. We've been reading all about your program. And I want you to define something for me because I saw on your website, you said you deal with rescued food. Describe what that is for people as far as giving, bringing food to people here in Baltimore.
So rescue food is basically getting the food before distributors throw that stuff into the trash can, right? And most people think of rescue food as an apple that's on its last leg, or it's like some lettuce. If you don't eat it today and try it tomorrow, it might not taste so good. Really, rescue food for us is some real high quality food. And basically what happens in the country right now is about 30 to 40% of all harvested food gets thrown into the trash somehow. And it's a big chunk of the food while people are hungry. And so what we do is we go after that food that's going to end up in the trash.
And for people to understand, like, this happens on a daily basis as far as the food that some restaurants or some groups just, because of whatever the laws may be or whatever the reason is, this food just goes away. I mean, it just disappears, and it could be in somebody's refrigerator.
Absolutely. And it's almost, I would consider it like a crime to throw that much food into the trash can when people are hungry. Because the distributors, if they set that food up outside on the curb at their place and just made an announcement, hey, come to get this food, they would have hundreds of people showing up to grab that food. But it's much more convenient to throw it in the trash rather than do all that extra work to make it happen.
Now, you're not a food industry guy, so how did you figure out how to turn this around, leverage this food and then rescue it and then get it back onto the streets of Baltimore? What was that process like?
Yeah, so all of this is really accidental. I tell you, so when this restaurant shut down as COVID-19 was hitting us, I'm a diversity and inclusion consultant and a documentary producer. Both of those industries shut down completely when COVID hit. And so the food was just something for me to do in the meantime. I thought I would get out and get some food for people. And I started in my car and picking up as much food. I called up restaurants and requested their food because it was just sitting in the refrigerator wasting because the governor had shut down the restaurants. And most of them said yes. So I would go over. I started off, it was 2 hours a day picking up stuff and taking it to people. By the time a month was over, I was now spending 12 hours of my day picking up food and taking it to different people. And then I got a building. There's a restaurant parts and labor. Seawall is an organization that's really been very helpful to us. And they let me have this restaurant parts and labor. It was like 2,500 square feet that we could use. Now we're kicking because now I have somewhere to store stuff. And I had a big refrigerator, I had a big freezer. Now I just got to find food. And we started finding food, and lots of it, like thousands of pounds of food from different distributors, and then started getting that out. And right now we have a core of somewhere. I looked at our list of volunteers a couple of days ago, and we have 183 people signed up for that volunteer list. And we never have a shortage of volunteers, even through the worst parts of the pandemic. We had plenty of people in here packing boxes and delivering them to their neighbors.
What have you learned about at least the need for food? Because I had no idea just the number of people that would be affected with something so simple when this pandemic thought. I mean, it's just one of those things, you think about health, you thought about vaccines and all other things, but you sort of forget that families are in desperate need when they start losing jobs. What did you pick up?
I tell you, there's a combination of things. So the Maryland Food Bank estimated that a quarter of the city was having some kind of food insecurities before COVID, which means 150,000 people in our city. They were struggling every once in a while trying to figure out where the food was going to come from. And since COVID, there's an estimate that there's about half of the city that's struggling with. That's 300,000 people not knowing where their food is going to come from all the time. And so for me, I knew that hunger was a problem. I knew that it was something that was valuable to me, but I was doing these other things. When those other things went away, now hunger is sitting in my face. And I've been looking at that. And the more I'm in it, the more it's heartbreaking to see that people don't have something basic as a sandwich, or a bowl of beans or something to eat. There are people in our city, and lots of them in our city, who are struggling just to get that basic human need met.
I think we've all sort of been on the sidelines watching and wondering, all right, what can I do for those who may not have it as good as I may have it right now? So help me with both people. If I'm in need and need food, what should I do as far as getting up with you? And if I'm a volunteer looking to give some time, the same. How do I find you, and how do I tell you, listen, recruit me, I'm down?
Yeah, so we got a couple different ways for you to communicate with us. The website is www.anendtoignorance.com. That's one. And then we have on Instagram and Facebook, food, 4, Be More. Food for Be More. So if you go to our Facebook group, you can look up Be More Community Food and it'll pop up for you, and like that page, then you'll get an update about everything it is that we're doing. And so they can request food there. We pop a survey up there once a week for the giveaway that we do at our site. They can fill that survey out and come. And here's the thing. We have a survey for people to fill out, but that survey opens and closes really quickly. Even the people who don't sign up for the survey, if you get in our line, you will get food.
I appreciate the work you're doing. I know the community does as well. You're leaving your mark on Baltimore, and I love the work y'all are doing.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And appreciate the invitation to come on too.
Hey, and listen, as this thing grows, because I'm sure it will, you know where to find us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, JC, take care, man.